In this video, we're going to look at the view that all knowledge ultimately comes from experience, focusing on the ideas of the 17th century English philosopher John Locke. Locke was writing in the wake of Descartes and Leibniz, both of whom argued that reason is the foundation of knowledge and that certain ideas are innate, present in the mind before experience. Locke's response was clear and radical. There are no innate ideas at all. The mind begins as a tabula rasa, a blank slate, and everything we know is built from what experience provides. Locke distinguished two sources of all our ideas: sensation and reflection. Sensation is our experience of external things through the senses: seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Reflection is our awareness of the mind's own operations: thinking, remembering, doubting, willing, and imagining. From these two sources we gain simple ideas such as red, smooth, hot, or motion. The mind can then combine, compare, and abstract these simple ideas to form complex ideas. For example, the idea of a cat is built from many simple ideas: colour, shape, sound, and movement, that we have repeatedly experienced together. Through reflection on these experiences, the mind constructs ever more complex concepts until we can think about objects, people, and even abstract notions such as justice or beauty. Locke believed that the material world gives rise to our ideas through two kinds of qualities: primary and secondary. Primary qualities, such as solidity, extension, shape, number, and motion, exist in objects themselves, whether or not anyone perceives them. Secondary qualities, such as colour, taste, smell, and sound, do not exist in the objects as we perceive them. They are the powers that objects have by virtue of their primary qualities to produce certain sensations in us. So, the redness of an apple is not literally in the apple. It arises from how the apple's surface interacts with light and with our eyes. By contrast, the apple's shape and mass belong to it whether we perceive them or not. This view is sometimes called indirect realism, because Locke thought that what we immediately perceive are not the objects themselves, but the ideas they cause in our minds. The mind, according to Locke, is active in organising its experience. By comparing and combining simple ideas, we form complex ones, of substances, modes, and relations. Through abstraction, the mind forms general ideas. After seeing many red things, for example, we abstract what is common to all of them and form the general idea of red. This is also how we form ideas of kinds, such as dog or tree. Even imaginary objects, such as unicorns, are constructed from experience. The mind combines ideas of existing things, a horse and a horn, to make something new, a unicorn. Nothing in the imagination, Locke says, is completely independent of experience. Locke defined knowledge as the perception of the agreement or disagreement between our ideas. Because all ideas come from experience, what we can know is limited by what experience reveals. We have genuine knowledge of our own minds and of the connection between our ideas, but only probable knowledge of the external world. We can never be absolutely certain about things beyond experience, such as the ultimate nature of matter or the immortality of the soul. Our understanding of the world, therefore, is reliable and practical, but never infallible. This humility about human understanding marks Locke's difference from the rationalists. Where Descartes sought absolute certainty through reason, Locke aimed for a reasonable assurance grounded in observation and reflection. Locke's empiricism fits naturally with the emerging scientific method of his time. Science depends on inductive reasoning, that is, drawing general conclusions from repeated observations. For example, seeing that fire always burns leads us to infer a general rule, though we can never know it with mathematical certainty. By contrast, deductive reasoning, which we encountered with Aristotle, moves from general principles to particular conclusions, such as all mammals have hearts, all horses are mammals, therefore all horses have hearts. The certainty of deduction depends on its premises, but those premises were themselves discovered by induction. Thus, even our most systematic knowledge ultimately rests on experience, and experience, by its nature, remains open and revisable. Locke's philosophy of experience and limited certainty shaped modern thought. He rejected innate ideas, emphasised the mind's dependence on the senses, and helped to establish the empirical outlook that underpins modern science. At the same time, his recognition that knowledge is always partial and fallible prevents empiricism from becoming dogmatic. We can know a great deal, he argued, but we must also know the bounds of our understanding. That blend of curiosity and humility, seeking knowledge while acknowledging its limits, is perhaps Locke's greatest contribution to philosophy.